So with those logistics out of the way, I just wanted to take a moment to set the stage for today. The theme of the summit this year is the meeting of wisdoms, and it was developed in response to the interest and request of many of you wanting an opportunity to get together and learn more from each other. So through the following days, we're offered an opportunity to listen and learn from each other across generations, across roles, across cultures, across ways of knowing. It's a pretty incredible opportunity. What we're doing is we're holding the space for Ike Hawaii and the empirical sciences to come together and meet through the lens of sustainability. In this room, we collectively recognize the need for sustainability in curriculum and in action in our communities. So in working in the summit over these next few days, we can build bridges across all 10 campuses and work to connect multiple ways of knowing so that we can all better coordinate our efforts to get students involved in sustainability, to equip our graduates in an ever complex world, and to transform our campuses into a place that really uplifts and serves our communities. So with that in mind, we're gonna start by creating an intention and space for some gratitude. So on your tables, you all have a card for an Oli Mahalo. And I'd like to ask you all to stand, please, and find the hands of your neighbors around your table. Some of you have practiced this chant already, so we'll be leading this together. And here we go. Okay, go ahead and take your seats. So that was a moment to create gratitude for each other, for ourselves, for making the time to come and do this together today. So mahalo for joining us in that. I'm now going to introduce Auntie Manu Aluli Meyer, who's going to join us in giving some of her mo'olelo about this place, UHWO, and she'll be moderating our panel session later on today. So Auntie Manu is a scholar activist who's dedicated her life to her community. She tackles issues like education reform, food security, and prison transformation, and she writes on the topic of Native intelligence. She's currently the Director of Indigenous Education here at UHWO. So please join me in welcoming Auntie Manu.
Papa Oloho mai ka koa pau. Are we grateful to be here? Yeah! Yes, we are. So I just want to tell you a little bit about where you are. All right? You are in beloved Kapolei. Good to see you, Noah. And Kapolei is beloved to Kapo, the elder sister of Pele. You're in a place called Kaloi, which is fascinating because when it rains a lot over here, the water gets so high that we have been known to throw sandbags to stop the water. But they've just finished making that better. So now when the water comes, it's beautiful. It all drains down. Yeah, Carthen. It's amazing. So this place is beloved to Oahu. And as I am from Mo'okapu and Hilo Paliku, I'm learning about the beauty of Ewa and the beauty of the sites. Palihua, which you heard in our welcome Oli, is the place right over here. And that is often shrouded with clouds. And then Kapolei, the Pu'u. Kapolei is the name of the Pu'u, beloved to Kapo. And the Kapapa Pui is our Loko'i'a in Ka'iho Pala'ai, I believe, the West Loch. So that's beloved. So in this Oli, we're actually going around this Ahupua'a to tell you about the beloved places. But one of my most beloved places of Kapolei is the University of Hawaii at West Oahu. We're very fortunate to have this place, and we're very fortunate to be hosting you today and tomorrow, and then for the Haumana on Saturday. So blessings for your work. We raised the sun. Who raised the sun with us today? Raise your hand. Yeah, we did the work for everybody. It was and we did. We worked, right, gang? You know, the thing about raising the sun, eala e, kalahi kahikina, it's a metaphor for raising the sun inside our own dispositions, raising our own awareness and capacity to know that we are going to transform our society to be of service to not only Hawaii, but to the world. So mahalo nui no ko ike nahe nahe, mahalo nui for being here. And Matt and Shawnee, mahalo nui. Hila mai kai.
Okay, mahalo Auntie Manu. Now I'd like to welcome up Chancellor Benham. So Chancellor Maenette Benham is going to share a little bit with us today. She is an awesome Kanaka scholar. She teaches locally, nationally, and internationally and is recognized for her work in education. So please join me in welcoming Chancellor Benham.
On behalf of the University of Hawaii at West Oahu, all of our ohana here, we are honored to have the opportunity to host the University of Hawaii Systems Sustainability Office's annual Sustainability Conference. So, aloha mai kako, aloha. I also want to give shout out to our UH West Oahu staff who will be helping you throughout the day, both Lynn and Stacy sitting on my left, your right. So mahalo, gang. So I've been reviewing your agenda. I've looked through all of your pre-conference readings, and I've been watching a lot of preparation emails going across my computer screen from Matt Lynch. And so I know that the next couple of days that you will be together, it will be an absolutely generative and informative time. And I know that because your experience is grounded on some very important principles. The first is that all the work that you are going to be doing is grounded on the wisdom of our ancestors. And you're coupling that with the critical canons of the disciplinary knowledge, the scholarly knowledge that each of you bring to this place. And the diverse skills, and the passion that you bring for the work that you do. All three of those things combined is going to make this an absolutely brilliant opportunity of learning and sharing. So as I was preparing for my welcome remarks, I thought, oh, okay, I'd come up here and do a couple of minutes. Aloha, have a great time, good to have you here, see you later, right? I thought that's all I would do until I looked at the schedule and I saw that Matt had given me 20 minutes. I won't take 20 minutes because I know you want to get into the day, but I really thought I should say something a little bit more substantive, so I prepared some thoughts for you. And as I was preparing those thoughts for you, there was a greeting from Ni'ihau, from my ohana on Ni'ihau that kept coming into my mind. And that greeting is, Pehea ko aina. Pehea ko aina. How's your place? How's your land? How's your earth? Dr. Ipo Wong, who is the director of Kawaihualani Center for Hawaiian Language at Mānoa, where some of you know I just came from, at a gathering of people similar to you, of scholars, students, and practitioners. We gathered at Kapapalo'i o Kanewai on Manoa's campus, and the people in that room, we came together to reaffirm our deep kuleana for preparing future leaders through our educational programs to ensure the abundance of our place. And she reminded all of us who were there that many times on Ni'ihau and Kauai, when family members and community members see each other, they say, Pehea ko aina. How is your place? How is your land? How is your earth? Not, Pehea oi, how are you? Pehea oko, how are you? How's your family? How's everybody on your side? But pehea ko aina. Think about that. Pehea ko aina. How brilliant is this one greeting? This greeting is the quintessential ontological expression that defines the core of our being. Our very existence in this world is dependent on our linkage to this place, to this aina. Our relationship to this pai aina, it is the cordage that links us. Kanaka aina. Kanaka aina. This kuleana speaks to the importance of what each of you do every day. Hence, the work of this gathering over the next 2 days. So I want to acknowledge the planners of this conference. Spot on, folks, absolutely spot on. From the beginning, from your beginning time here with your wisdom panel, who all, I believe, understand the importance of this concept of kanaka aina. So Matt, good on you. I know that over the next couple of days, you will, what this panel will remind you to do. I wish they were here so I can actually say this to them, remind them, right, when they come. I want you to all remember, "I ulu no ka la'aue ki kumu." You need to tell them that they need to take you back to the roots. They need to take you back to the foundation of all of our teachers, to learn from them what we need to do today. And I know that through this wisdom panel and through the next 48 hours that you'll be spending together, you will deepen that knowledge through the work that you do with your hands, with your hearts, with your collective intellect. You know, of all the lessons that I've learned from my grandparents, through the stories that they taught me, through their life stories, their life experiences, the gift of aloha aina, the gift of this place, of our home that gives to us every single day, is the gift and the lesson that means the most to me. Because it is in this place, this pai aina, in our home, where we experience the spiritual, the physical, the intellectual, and the ecological growth of ourselves, our families, and our communities. It's this place, Hawaii, which is pedagogical because it is our greatest teacher. I Hawaii no na Hawaii ika aina. There is reciprocity between this land and each of us. And inasmuch as we, over time, leave a very small footprint, the abundance, the sheer abundance of this pai'aina will in turn shape, define, and sustain us all. I'm confident that you will each challenge yourself and each other to learn, to engage, to discover, to innovate, to problem solve over the next 2 days. And I wish for every one of you the abundant gift of aloha aina. No laila, e leu mai kako, you all, time to step up. Mahalo nui lo ya oko pakahia pau. Mahalo, you all have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, Maenette, and thank you, Manu. Good morning, everybody. Aloha. Welcome back. You have to excuse me. I surprised myself this morning sitting there listening to the Mahalo Oli first, and then to Manu's welcome. And I got this weird tingling feeling, sort of, it just kind of comes in waves. It's coming again now. I was like, oh, what is that? I think I'm feeling something. It feels really scary. It was very surprising. So bear with me. It really is an honor and a privilege to be in this position and to work with incredible people like yourselves, and to create these kinds of spaces, to have these important and not always easy conversations. We've learned a lot. Hands up if you arrived yesterday. Yeah? And how's the billion-star hotel we're staying at? Pretty mean. We're up at Camp Palehua at the top of Makakilo. It's about a 20-minute drive past the gate, 15-minute drive past the gate at the top of the subdivision. So we were already learning lessons together. We were already experiencing a meeting of wisdoms. We had a Socratic circle last night, and there was some really rich, sometimes heated discussions exploring what does this mean? What do we mean by the meeting of wisdoms? And there's so much in there, you know? We learned and are continuing to learn what it means to live in community. We're learning that building community is sometimes messy, that sometimes your bunkmates have different sleeping habits or patterns, different sleeping cycles, and we're also learning to surrender and flow with. And incredibly enough, despite the fact that we started 20 minutes late, we were right back on time with our agenda. Which is incredible what happens when you surrender and flow with. So welcome back. I'm going to take some time this morning to deliver an update from where we've come from, not just in the last 12 months, but because it's actually been 5 years. This is the 5th annual summit. We started right here. I'm going to pause, take a moment, and reflect with all of you on exactly how far we've come together on that journey. I think it's important to recognize that. And then I'm going to share a little bit to set us up for the course of the next couple of days, which will really set the tone and give us really valuable information for the work that we do together over the next 11 months. This summit really is a working session. You can tell by some of the dark circles under people's eyes that it is hard work. It was a long day for a lot of us yesterday. It'll be a long day again today. But it's less about getting together and having fun. That's obviously a key part of it. But it's the crux of this exercise annually is to get together, roll up our sleeves, and go to work. So I just want to acknowledge all of you for the commitment that you've taken. I know how stretched thin we all are. It seems to be an ever-escalating condition of the modern world, that we seem to be increasingly busier and busier. And so it can be really difficult. I fully recognize the commitment and the sacrifice many of you have made to take a pause out of your very busy schedules and your already overloaded work plate to come together. So since you're here, let's give yourself fully into that gift and to the fullest extent possible. The rest of the world will still be there, a day and a half from now. So let's just be here and be present with each other for the next couple of days. So none of this would be possible without the generous support of our sponsors, the Hawaiian Electric Companies and Johnson Controls. Would the representatives from these two companies please stand so that we can recognize you? Don't be shy, I know you're here. Thank you. Right on. None of this literally would be possible without their support. So they're key partners in all of this. And we have additional support from Hawaii Energy, from Train Building Advantage, and from the Aloha Plus Challenge and Hawaii Green Growth, the backbone organization that coordinates all of that work. I'll share a little bit more information about that in just a moment. Over the next 3 days, our goals together are, it's not a meeting of wisdoms if you're not learning from each other, so that's number one. Number two is to continue to explore, what does this mean? I mean, is it just about ancestral knowledge and modern sciences? Or could it also be about learning something from someone that you wouldn't normally talk to? If you think about our community as a university, on each campus we have literally different tribes. Faculty speaks a very different language from operations, right? And administration speaks an entirely different language altogether. And students, well, we got to keep up really hard, work really hard to keep up with the language that you guys speak. So you literally have at least four different tribes on each campus community. And then when you get all the different campus communities together in the same room, chaos can ensue. But I'd also like to suggest that wherever you're rubbing up against a friction point and some discomfort, it's a clear signal that that's a leverage point for you. So let's expand this exploration of the meeting of wisdoms. What else could that look like, right? And really, I would invite all of you to try to challenge yourself to understand a different perspective, especially given the state of the world currently and the increasing polarization and the increased shouting from all these different sides. We really need to be building bridges. So that can start right here in this room. Last year when I set up the room, I think I shared a very simple tool that we could practice, and that was to use and instead of but. This year I'm going to share two more tools with you to keep in mind. One is to practice listening more and speaking less. My grandma used to tell me, you got 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. You should be used in that proportion. And also to lean into and embrace the feeling of being uncomfortable and challenged. I've already felt those this morning, so come join me. So the big questions that we've been working with through the system-wide sustainability strategy have not changed. How can we create global citizens that are informed, engaged, and equipped with the skills, tools, knowledge, experiences, resources to help us solve the challenges that all of our communities face. And I mean communities in the most broad sense of the word, right? There are communities here, communities in our campus, our communities in our neighborhoods that we go back to. We can also think of communities in the natural world, right? In the schools of fish, the flocks of birds. We can think of all the different tribes that are out there as well. And how are we, as an institution, as a university, really helping all of our communities to rise to those challenges? The challenges that I'm referring to, the challenges that are directly posed to us through climate change impacts that are increasingly escalating, and for some communities are actually already being felt.